So, dear friends, we have arrived at Christmas, a very special feast for us Christians. Unto us a child is born in the city of David, and he is Jesus Christ, the Savior. Beautiful words from the Bible that greet us, that give us a start to this feast of Christmas. Christmas is not just a feast. It's not just a celebration. It's an experience that everyone, especially the Christians, feel about it. And surely there are festivities, there is light and sound, but more than anything else, a closeness, a happiness in the heart that Jesus is born for me. Now basically I think I could just say stress upon 4 or 5 words to express the meaning of Christmas for us. First of all, the reading of Isaiah chapter 9 speaks about darkness, that people who have walked in darkness have seen a light. Jesus is born in the darkness of everyone's life, not just the darkness of Bethlehem. And Christmas is not only a shadow play, it's a reality show, if you want to say it that way. And so, with darkness all around, and darkness in different forms, perhaps for some it might be a sadness, a doubt, a situation of guilt, a situation perhaps when you find yourself you are not ready to forgive, or perhaps even be forgiven. Darkness when the people around are not happy and you are not ready to extend your hand also. So therefore in all these things, a bright light shines, that Jesus shows us the way. The little smile of the child of Jesus, the child Jesus, child of Mary and Joseph, with his beaming smile, as it were, lights up our world to see the other side of life, the God side of life, the happy side of life, that it is possible in the darkness even to light a lamp. And Jesus Christ born today is that lamp, that light. There are the other words that I would perhaps just use. Bethlehem, Mary and Joseph are forced to go to Bethlehem. The ruling of the country, in order for them to go and register themselves, compels them to go to their own hometown, that's Bethlehem. Bethlehem is a small place, not a place for a king to be born. But then, if he chooses Bethlehem, meaning to say that for him there's no place that is so great, rather no place that is so small in order to be born. And ultimately, Bethlehem, the technical word, the Bethlehem means the house of bread. And bread is all that we need. Bread is all that we need and share with each other. So therefore Jesus being born at Bethlehem means that for him, he is born in order to make others people happy. Perhaps to say supply bread for others. And therefore this small village of Bethlehem for us is very symbolic, that God chooses to be born in small places, in my house, in my hut, on the table perhaps that I do not want to sit, that particular office that I don't want to go. Bethlehem is that place that is rejected but chosen as a special place of birth for himself. What is Bethlehem for you? Thirdly, the Bible also speaks about swaddling clothes and manger. This is what Jesus chooses to be. You know what swaddling clothes? Those are all bundle of clothes, perhaps not yours. Someone else is thrown there. But then they become important in order that Jesus be wrapped against the winds, against the winter by Mother Mary. And so also the manger doesn't belong to them. It was allowed to be used by someone, perhaps in that hurry and worry of the hustle and bustle of the crowds that came to Bethlehem in order to register their names. This particular manger and the swaddling clothes is all that they get. Perhaps that is the meaning of our life. We have nothing as our own. We have not even a house that can be said it's my own. Because as long as I live, as long as I perhaps exist, I can say many things belong to me. But ultimately, my fate is a manger. My fate is perhaps a place that where I have not prepared myself to go, but God prepares that place for me, that manger. And also the swaddling clothes. The swaddling clothes are all that I can have. Ultimately, that is what I have, and that is what I leave behind also. Perhaps we can ask ourselves, am I prepared to be born again in that manger that Jesus allots me, and to wear those clothes perhaps which are not mine, but which I perhaps am given today? And in the same manner, am I also ready to clothe others, give shelter to the others, give food to the others? And that perhaps will define my existence and experience of Christmas also. And finally, we see those shepherds and the angels. The shepherds are the persons like us who come to visit Jesus. We come to visit people, or rather we go to visit people when we need something, when we want something from them. But these shepherds are generous. They don't need anything. But they have been told that perhaps the Savior is born, and they make this journey in order to visit Jesus. And so also those angels that have come from heaven to sing the glory of Jesus, glory to God, and peace to men of all goodwill. Perhaps the mangers and the angels are those persons in our life that we crisscross. So many of them. Poor, they are helpless. But then they don't even ask you to help them. But a smile, a happy countenance would be enough to light up their life and also make us happy. And in meeting these shepherds of our life, perhaps God will send also angels to us for the many problems that we cannot solve, for the many difficulties that we cannot cross, for those many doubts and fears that we have. God will send His angels in order to make us happy, in order to solve our problems. But only thing, we have to have faith in Him and expect, or rather respond to His overtures, to His advances that He makes to us in love. I wish you, my dear friends, a very happy Christmas, a Christmas that will be not only a celebration, but will be an experience for you in your family situation. I can understand not all things are good, not all things are best, not all persons are perhaps the closest to you, but then Christmas is a time, it's an experience to count what God has given to us in order that we can reach out to the others, reach out very especially to the poor, to those that have need. And God will bless you. May your Christmas be a very special one. I speak now about Christmas and the poor. I have just explained to you the manger, the swaddling clothes, the shepherds. They are all representatives or images of the poor. There can be no Christmas without the poor. Imagine you try to make a crib of electric and electronic with a double-story building and perhaps a palace of mansion. It doesn't match. It doesn't match. The crib that we make is also symbolizes a part of our life and our vision for the future, that our inclusion for the future, especially to see that Jesus was born as poor. He could have been born in Jerusalem, which was a royal city, but He chooses to be born in Bethlehem, a city of the poor. And He Himself is born in the manger. He is born in those swaddling clothes that I spoke of. And therefore Christmas without the poor is no Christmas at all. We perhaps try in a a small way to help to make someone happy. We can't reach out to all the poor in the world, but the poor are always with us, and the poor, perhaps physically poor, are always around us if you can help them in some way. And those that are also spiritually, mentally, psychologically poor. There's someone sad, perhaps in your neighborhood, a person is sick, or perhaps someone who needs to talk to somebody, a counseling, to make me happy, a child who's sleeping, an old person who is bedridden. This is also some sort of poverty, some sort of deprivation that they have, and we should try to make it happy. On Archdiocesan level, to reach out to the physically poor, we have almost announced that we will try to help 2,000 families during Christmas who have no other means, and for them Christmas is also part of hunger and thirst. They don't have. Perhaps they can't beg. There are some who are even ashamed to beg. But then in silence, they would suffer, they would fast, they would thirst for something. And for such people, we have made sort of packets of food, packets of the ration, kits that is there for about a week or so, some rice, dal, oil, the other ingredients as such, and also a small cake and a little of the children's, perhaps some balloons, something, some gifts to make them happy. So for that, these poor families, about 2,000 families, we intend to make them happy. And I have requested from the Archdiocese, our people, our friends, those that I can, and especially our religious and the churches, some support for this scheme of ours, which may cost about 1,000 rupees a kit, a Christmas kit for the poor. Perhaps you will see this placard on the board and help us. There's still time, and perhaps some may even reach out after Christmas, because the Christmas season continues a little after the 1st of January. Christa Namana. This was a beautiful program that we organized last week, and it's already on the website, on the Archdiocesan website, and also the other media. And this beautiful program of song, dances, and also a few speeches or other, a certain wishing and greeting of the people was done at this Christa Namana program, which was conducted in St. Joseph of Thap's PUC Hall, just behind the cathedral, and a beautiful hall and experience for everybody. There was a lot of music, there was a lot of dancing by the little children, which was so beautiful, and also a few skits, mimes, and the climax of it was the visit of the governor. Mr. Tarachand Gehlath was there with us. He remained the whole time, and he gave a beautiful message in Hindi to all of us. And so this program that is on the online now, please watch it, perhaps on Christmas Day or any other day. And we included along with us also the Protestants, the churches of other denominations, and it was hosted by the Seventh-day Adventist Church itself to show us that in our joys we can stand together. Just in our sorrows, we also need to perhaps protect each other, and at the same time witness to Jesus with the words of the gospel. So therefore, I request you to watch this Chandana, the program of the Christa Namana, that perhaps will be available to you on your media. I now take you to a slice of next year. Every year we have a theme for the year. We had the theme for the poor, we had the theme for the youth, we had the theme for perhaps the faith, year of the faith we celebrated. And so we, along with my priests and the other religious, we have decided to dedicate the next year as the year of the family. This topic is very important. We have celebrations, we have our work, we have our tensions, but one of the things that is perhaps to be noted today is the family. Because the family is taking a lot of beating. First of all, the children, especially in the cities, they are anonymous, they are spread out. The parents can't take fully control of them. The youth are also in so many other things, perhaps some even on the road to evil habits and evil things also. And the worst thing is the families are breaking. The husband and wife, because of the pressures of the work, perhaps economics, and also the other distractions in the town, in the city, many of them are breaking. The marriages are breaking, and the fruit, or rather the result of this, is mostly borne by the children. When a husband and wife separate, when a husband and wife not in peace, perhaps the ones who suffer most are the children. So therefore, taking into all the considerations of the different aspects of the family, the problems of the family, we have decided to take next year, the year 2023, as the year of the family, to celebrate the success of the good families. There are many, many good families. Families with more children also. Families perhaps who don't have much convenience and comfort, but still they are happy. At the same time, there are others who are struggling, who are in trouble, and therefore we take all along with us all these families. And we have also, the priests and religious have made it a special, perhaps a program. We had a we had a clergy meeting this month, and we have also kept another deanery meeting next month, so that we priests and religious can also plan together our visits to your families, our different apostolate to your families, and so that as much as possible we try to put the families together, we celebrate with the families. And we inaugurate this year of the family on the Feast of the Holy Family. That's the 30th this year. Since it doesn't come on a Sunday, Holy Mother Church has kept this day on Friday, 30th of December. So that day, all the priests and religious have been invited in order to inaugurate this year of family with a Eucharist at Holy Family Church. And this is newly inaugurated church. And this church, in this church, we will start the beginnings of this Holy Family in our own Archdiocese, and at the same time, every parish church will also inaugurate it on 8th of January, or perhaps those who cannot, one more Sunday after that. So every parish also celebrates this family inauguration and continues with your activities. And therefore, I request you to begin this year in earnest, the next year in earnest, as I said, with the year of the family, with the Eucharist that we celebrate in the Holy Family Church, and in every parish that we try to inaugurate it next year. There's this question that is put before me. It's, as I said, a special question. Is it a sin to accept prasada or prasadam which is offered to the gods of other faiths? The question is, when someone is given by someone who is not of your own religion, who is not a Christian, perhaps a Hindu or Muslim or some other, he gives you something to eat, a prasadam. Can you eat it? And what should we do if we are offered? If someone offers me, there are 4 options that are given here. Should we take it and throw it away? Or should we take it and eat it? Or thirdly, politely say, faith does not permit me, or any other answer? I would say the second question, take it and eat it if it's given in a good spirit. Every feast is a celebration. And it's not only a ritual celebration, it's also celebration among the people. And to make the people happy, perhaps they give certain sweets, certain foods, to express their joy. When I went for a Deepavali, a function, they told me these are the Deepavali sweets. Perhaps when you visit a pandal of the Ganpati, they might give you some laddus to make you so happy. So therefore, there is nothing wrong in eating them. Perhaps what is wrong, what we say, is the ritualistic participation of ours in their rituals. They have their own religious rituals, their mantras, their sacrifices. These we need not, and I don't think they expect us to also participate in that. Also, perhaps if that what is given to you is part of what's called the sacrificial offering, the ritual offering, which has got a magical power, of course, then I can say that faith does not allow me to take this, which is a ritual food that you give me, but something to make happy, distributed to everybody, to make us happy, and to share the joy. I think there's nothing wrong in that. You can surely take it and eat it. The Hindu festivals, when we visit, perhaps they give us. The Muslims also, as I said last time, at the time of Ramjan, I was called to share their food with what we call sharing of their own iftar program. I also was there. So therefore, there's nothing wrong in sharing the sweets that are given out of goodwill to celebrate, but not those foods or not those special things that are mixed with in their liturgy or in their ritualistic, in their sacrificial form. This is my answer. I wish you once again a very happy Christmas and all the joys of the family celebration that you have. God bless you.
My dear friends, please do share your feedback, your impressions, and your experience, or send a message to the email address as you find on the screen, archdblr@gmail.com. And you also have the phone number, the mobile number, wherein you can send your message or WhatsApp on this number. Archbishop is ready and waiting to answer your questions. If you have any question, any doubt, any uncertainty, or there's no clarity upon something, you can ask those questions, and with the discretion that the Archbishop will surely answer these questions in the weekly feature Shepherd's Voice. Thank you, and we look forward to the next episodes.